The who, what, when, where, and why of orphan care. That's what this channel is dedicated to. And today, let's uncover some of the building blocks by answering the following questions. Who are orphans? How many are there? Why are children orphaned? What is an orphanage? And finally, what does orphan care even mean? Well, first off, an orphan is defined as a child under the age of 18 who's lost one or both parents. These can be infants or older children. These can be healthy kids or kids with medical needs. A couple of terms you might not know is a double orphan. A double orphan is a child who's lost both parents. A single orphan, then, is a child who has one surviving parent. They've lost their mother or their father, but they have a surviving parent. These are also referred to as social orphans, and social orphans make up the bulk of an orphanage. Possibly 80 to 85% of the orphanage is made up of social orphans. How about numbers? Well, UNICEF says between 140 and 153 million children are orphaned worldwide. What that means is if you got all those kids together, they would make up the 9th largest nation with a population greater than that of Russia. Well, how about here in the United States? The Dave Thomas Foundation says that there's approximately 450,000 children in the U.S. foster care system. That's almost 500,000. And of that number, roughly a quarter to a third, anywhere from 120 to 153,000 children are available for adoption in the United States right now. So why are kids orphaned in the first place? Is it an easy fix? Of course not. It's a pretty complicated issue, and at different countries and different places around the world, a few of these things that I'm going to mention tend to rise to the top. But overall, I've seen lots of different reasons worldwide. War, disease, poverty, natural disasters, accidents, abandonment, stigma, of course, abuse, neglect, addiction, mental illness, medical needs, and incarceration. So when these children can no longer live in their home of origin, oftentimes they are placed in orphanages or foster homes. And an orphanage is just a group home for a group of children who are then supervised by a staff. I've seen orphanages as small as 12 children, and I've seen them with literally hundreds of children. And they can be run by the government or they can be run privately by a nonprofit organization. And finally, the word orphan care, what does it mean? Well, it means very simply caring for orphaned and vulnerable children and all the ways that we can do that. Of course, we know about adoption and foster care, but there's also hosting. There's also volunteering in children's homes or orphanages. There's mentoring or tutoring these vulnerable children. There's collecting needed items or donating needed items. And finally, there's advocacy. And we're going to talk about each of these things in depth in upcoming videos. And while I'm thinking about it, click subscribe to be notified of upcoming videos.